Hello everybody, my name is McKenna Cullen and today I would like to inform you about why adopting dogs from animal shelters or pounds is a better option than adopting a dog from a breeder. Many people believe that adopting a dog from a breeder is the better option, but in reality there are so many pros to adopting a dog from an animal shelter. Financially, it is so much cheaper for you to buy a dog from an animal shelter. Puppies are always hard to train, and it's much easier to have a dog that's already trained that comes from an animal shelter, as well as the fact that many breeders support puppy mills, which is extremely illegal and is just completely inhumane. Dogs just want a place to live and live the rest of their life healthy, a place that they are loved and taken care of. Whenever you buy a dog from a pound, they are already up to date on their shots and vaccinations, and if they are sick with something, it's already been known because dogs from pounds normally go to the vet whenever it's needed. They go a lot for checkups just so that people are aware that the dogs are healthy. They also spay and neuter dogs, which is a very expensive procedure whenever you do it yourself. If you go to a breeder, typically you're going to get a puppy. Puppy vaccinations have to be done almost every 3 weeks for a trial run, on top of the fact that you have to neuter or spay them and give them all their other basic necessity of shots. You spend a double what you want to whenever you get a dog from a breeder. As stated by the Laboratory Training HQ, they talk about the fact that the pros of getting a dog from an animal shelter has to be the cost of the vet. On average, people spend $500 a year on dogs, but whenever they get a dog from a breeder, especially a puppy, they spend almost double that amount just in the year, which can be a really big financial expense for some people who are not able to afford the cost of a vet. Another problem is that whenever you get a dog from a breeder, they could be sick, and then when you take them to the vet, that's an even bigger expense. You could be spending thousands beyond thousands of dollars on these animals for you. Puppy mills. Puppy mills are extremely illegal. Puppy mills are where breeders put dogs in tiny small cages for the sole purpose of breeding the dogs over and over and over again. As stated by Scottsdale Animal Hospital, these dogs are just put into cages for the purpose of the mama and the daddy to make babies as quickly and as efficiently as possible so that the breeders can sell them off for a higher price than they are worth. These dogs are actually known to be extremely sick, and whenever people buy them from these breeders and they take them to the vet, they die a lot of the time. Whenever the breeders are done with these dogs, they send them off to auction them off. They send them off to an auction so that other breeders can use them, or they kill them off because they're no longer useful for them. There are actually plenty of puppy mills that have been found across the United States, and many people are not aware that breeders are doing this. Animals that are in shelters are being taken care of, and they are not being used to reproduce because they fix them each time they're in the shelter. They're not living in tiny little cages with other dogs. They are living by themselves, and they are healthy, and they are not going to be given to you unhealthy so that they die as soon as they walk through your front door. Last reason for why dogs are better from shelters than pounds is the training aspects of it. Breeders give you puppies or even older dogs that have had zero training and do not know basic commands. Whenever you find a dog at the pound, chances are they already know the basic commands of sit or stay. As stated by BChewy.com, they talk about how most dogs already know the sit, stay, and are housebroken whenever you find them at a pound or shelter. Breeders are just trying to make money off the dogs that they are selling you, so therefore they don't have the time to train them. Whenever you get a dog from a breeder, normally it's a puppy, you have to start from the bottom, and you have to train them as well as you can. Many people do not have the patience for this, which can be a real big problem because they want their dog to be trained, but they don't want to take the effort to do it. For people that want their dog to be trained, the best option would be the pound because they already know the basic commands. They know their name, they know how to sit, they know how to lay down, and they know that they don't go inside the house, which is a very important rule for a lot of families because they don't want to clean up after these dogs. Among the 3 things that I talked about, I think the most important thing is that people understand that pounds and shelters are in dire need of people giving these dogs homes. There are so many throughout the world that are booked and overstaffed and have too many people trying to take care of these dogs and too many dogs to be taken care of. It's really unfortunate, but there are so many reasons why dogs are better from pounds. These are just the 3 reasons that I find most important, mainly being the financial aspect of it, because dogs that come from pounds are so much cheaper than dogs from breeders. The puppy mill aspect, because puppy mills are extremely illegal and you don't want to find out that your dog is dying from a really horrible illness, or that the breeders are supporting something so horrible anyways. And the 3rd reason being the training aspect, because you want a dog that knows basic commands, but I understand whenever people do not want to deal with the training of these animals because it can be a lot of work. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my speech.